Okay, hello everybody and welcome to a new game for the channel. We are currently in the very start of Ostranauts. Ostranauts, for people who maybe haven't been keeping up with it or maybe have kind of forgotten about it, is kind of the sequel to Neo Scavenger. So that sort of game where you're sitting down there on Earth and you're having to fight off dogmen and, try not to die of dysentery. Yeah, this is the sequel to it, which is set in space. Same world, so you are set in space, somewhere in the Sol system. You've got to kind of scavenge your way. Earth is, as it was in Neo Scavenger, an absolute hellhole for anybody who's left there, completely disabled by Kessler syndrome, so there's no getting in, there's no getting out. And yeah, we are the unlucky few that are still in the solar system, just trying to, make our way through the world. Here we have our little character. So this little random character we have, Micah Eric Chambers. He's got a fantastic head of hair on him and a fantastic beard, although I don't think he can see particularly well. I think we're quite happy with how the randomize is done, so let's get done. So the IoT MOA MedTech takes a glance at your chart and then at your body, then back to your chart. Immunosuppressed, low bone density, hypovolemic standard condition, and hypovolemic standard. I'm trying to determine how that hypovolemic, which is a standard condition for a young spacer on the K-Leg station. Potentially needed something like a colon there just to kind of, make it easier to read. Born and raised as you were in the weak microgravity of a 33-kilometer asteroid. Doc says the insomnia is catching up with you. It's chronic around here, something likely caused by radiation and lack of sunlight. Your eyes work well enough for now, but they're still bad, and they're getting worse. 18 years old and rapidly approaching middle age, your muscles are feeble by Mars standard. You wouldn't even stand a chance on Earth. No shit you say, you're no Earther, and you'll never be. A heart monitor beeps and beeps again. The board tech scribbles a few more notes and grants your work conditions healthy enough to strip hulls in the boneyard, despite everything. Fine with you, close to the ships after all, and you're gonna get one. So here we have Micah Eric Chambers at age 18, $96 of net worth, working out of OKLG Labour Department. Oh, I guess it's OKLG Labour Department. Here we have, we're 18. As we said, we're on K-Leg on Ganymede, which I don't believe is Ganymede. I think this is something else entirely. And we're wanting to become a shipbreaker. Currently, we're a shipbreaker. We're skilled in spaceship engineering and skilled in zero-G ops. Fantastic. And we've got our contacts, our biological father, who is from Titan. And we've got our mother, Yun Chambers, who's from Tharsis Landing, Mars. Interesting. Okay. Very cool. Next steps. Despite your best efforts, your dream of owning your own salvage ship still eludes you. You find yourself wondering if a change of strategy is in order. How do we want to spend the upcoming years? And this is where we kind of have a sort of select... I guess it's kind of select your own adventure, but it really, really, really reminds me of the Traveler character creation system. You've got the option to kind of go into different things, or if... I can't remember what it's called, the Lifestyle Choices D&D supplement that you can get on Drive-Thru-RPG. Very, very interesting, both of them, if you're considering kind of like playing either of those RPG supplements. But I think what we'll do, we've got an option to either seek adventure, that's going to cost us a year. We can work on self, which costs 1 to 3 years each, depending on what we're doing with our traits and skills. We can save some money. We can seek to get a ship. They both also take a year. Or we can just sort of review our resume, which I guess is kind of like the overall kind of what we've done so far. I think we're actually going to go ahead and we're going to work on ourself. So as the world around you rages, you spend time cultivating your inner garden. You do a deep dive into the old Earth archive and there find an infinite wealth of resources to aid your quest to become a better you. Psychological journals, religious texts, self-help books, how-to manuals, poetry, novels, an entire world of self-improvement available to anybody with the discipline to achievement. It will take some time. Time is something you have. What will we change about ourselves? So we can see here, these are our skills. We start off with some spaceship engineering, and we can actually get rid of that if we want. If we select it, we can see we get back 3 years. But unfortunately, the total cost can't be negative. So I think we keep that. Plus, spaceship engineering probably is going to be quite useful. I think additionally, probably what else we want to do is probably actually kind of, get used to working EVA suits. We're in space. We're probably going to be in an EVA suit for an awful lot of the time. And I think potentially we get hacking, and then potentially something else, other maybe like mechanical or electrical engineering, both of which could be quite helpful for us when we're kind of going around doing stuff, certainly in space. Not sure if how much civil engineering is going to help us, but maybe we'll come back to that. We'll see how we do. We could also get ourselves some additional hobbies, so we could say that we're fluent in English and Mandarin. Currently we're not. I guess we're probably speaking some kind of like, if you've kind of read The Expanse, some kind of Belta or Belta-esque language. We do also have zero-G ops, so we're skilled in zero-G movements and operations. We could get some etiquettes and like how to do, like, you know, combat streetwise, you know. Could be quite interesting to have kind of like a bit of an idea amongst the criminal elephant, so we can, you know, kind of navigate that kind of space. Currently we're up to 6 years that we have to kind of go through. Now, we could also become ambitious. These are all kind of like more of our traits rather than our hobbies. I wonder if potentially we probably are going to be a bit ugly. I mean, from the sounds of things, you know, we got bad blood and we're, you know, well, we are unfit. We're an unfit, ugly guy. This may be getting a bit too close to home for me, but you know, we'll see how it goes. I think what else we probably want to do, let's get rid of the insomniac. I think it'd be better if we can sleep, and I want to get rid of the micro G hypovolemic because we want to make sure that we have plenty of blood. Last thing we want to do is be doing like a high G maneuver and then just cause ourselves a blackout and die. I think that'd be pretty bad. As far as everything else goes, I think we can probably get rid of is slow metabolism a good thing? No, getting rid of slow metabolism is a good thing. I think we can get rid of that and sharp hearing. I don't think we need those. We are feeble, makes sense, and we're fragile as well. We're also visually impaired, so we no longer have sharp hearing. We're no longer slow metabolism. We're not the best specimen, to be perfectly honest, but I think it's okay. As of just now, with our street etiquette, our knowledge in EVA suits and hacking and spaceship engineering and all that, it's going to cost us 6 years. It's going to bring us up to 24. We will have more time to do stuff after this, so I think that's what we'll do. I'm quite happy with that. Do we maybe want to bump it up a little bit more and grab something like, I mean, electrical engineering could be really good. Then again, so can mechanical. Makes us much better at maintaining these devices. I think out of everything, probably electrical is probably the most useful. This is going to age us 9 years. This is going to be quite a big jump. I mean, it's going to bring us all the way to 27. I think it's probably good. Yeah, let's do it. Let's apply that. There we are. So despite our best efforts, we still don't own ourselves our own salvage ship. Let's seek some adventure. It's going to take us a year, and stuff may happen. It's kind of like multiple choice. We kind of see what goes on. When all said and done, shipbreaking, scavenging, and hustling is a grind. What was once dangerous eventually becomes monotonous. This just so happens to be a phase in your life that, looking back, you can't remember any interesting events at all. The only thing noteworthy about this particular period of back-breaking 100-hour weeks is what you started doing to cope. How'd you deal with the boredom? So we could go hacking, we could watch old movies, we could, you know, get better at ship maintenance, we could go to Fight Club, go ship spotting, or get a second job as an electrician. Now, we could get a second job as an electrician. We are skilled in electrical engineering. It might increase our skills. Additionally, we could always go fighting, and that might make us a little, you know, we're already kind of knowing what we're doing around criminal elements. Let's go to the Fight Club. Watching Freefall Fighting Championships reruns on your portal doesn't do it for you anymore. I guess it got a little bit boring. You need to hit somebody. You need to get hit. Enough of this death by 1,000 cuts, daily grind bullshit. It's time you do some physical laundry, and you're separating the aches from the pains. If life is gonna hurt, it's gonna really hurt. So we go down to the bay, we have a little look through, we probably gotta get our shit pushed in. But yeah, it's the copycats which do you, and a bunch of idiots just start smacking each other around the mall's third level plaza. Full view everyone, and Ayotimawa has to introduce and enforce a blanket ban, and you're back to the 3FC channel. At least you have a backlog of fresh content ready to go. But we did make a new friend, Lucy Cortez, who is a law enforcement officer. Okay, that's not too bad. So we've got some, not only do we kind of know our way around the sort of criminal element, we also have a little bit of contact with law enforcement. In case we get into kind of trouble, we can maybe try and see what help we can get with that. So that was us, 28. Nothing else really happened. I think, and we also got skilled and unarmed melee, brave, and we're also a masochist apparently. Okay, so at least we got some additional skills. That's good. We're brave. That's pretty good. Let's seek some more adventure. Let's see. You're drinking at the local watering hole after your shift. You see the unicorn. They're the scion of a Ayotimawa executive, sneaking out to rub shoulders and bump uglies with the common folk. You wince as they try to pay for their round in yuan. It's dollars for the likes of us, friend. If you're careful and lucky, there could be an opportunity. We could try mugging them. We are skilled in melee, but potentially we just pick their pocket and see what we can do. Try and get a little bit of money together. They're a mark if there ever was one. They might as well have a target embroidered on the back of their bamboo silk tunic. You wait until after the 4th round. When they stagger back from the hedge, you make your move, brush into them on the way out. They don't notice a thing. And it's given us some more skills. Skilled in stealth, skilled in tracking, observant, patient, selfish, not necessarily a bad thing, and an additional $250. Not too bad. Age 29, I think we maybe do one more adventure and see what happens. Midway through scrapping yet another hulk, the cockpit of your allotted salvage pod lights up with red telltales. Suddenly you're under thrust as one of the engines sends you spiraling away from the hulk's orbits into the black. It's unresponsive and nobody has the fuel to come save you. You're expendable. If you want to live, it's up to you. Okay, what could we do to try and get out of that? We could try and jury-rig the engine, we could try and troubleshoot it, hack it, or take the stick. I think we maybe just take the stick and see if we can pilot it back. It takes some truly inventive flying. With just time burns of the RCS, you slowly nudge your orbit near to that of an oncoming ore hauler. In the last stage of the interception, you bail out of the doomed pod, firing every bit of reactant left in the suit's maneuvering thruster, desperately hoping not to become a proverbial bug on their windshield. They hook you on the way past and slowly reel in the tether. It's magnetized to your boot. The whole experience is moderately humiliating, but at least you hit it off one of the friendlier spacers on board the ore halter, who insists it's the funniest thing they've seen all year. Gives us some additional skills, skilled in spaceship piloting, but looks like we've torn something in our boot. That's not, or our foot, sorry, that's not great. But we do also have a contact. We've got a new friend, Gregory Leal, criminal from New Cal, Venus. So if we ever make our way down to Venus, we do know somebody. That's interesting. And with that, we're age 30. Let's have a little look at our resume. So we're middle-aged, still kind of youthful, brave, we're masochist, observant, patient, selfish, feeble, fragile, immunosuppressed, ugly, unfit, visually impaired with a torn MCL. Not ideal, but we're skilled in electrical engineering, spaceship engineering, street etiquette, hacking, unarmed melee, EVA suits, spaceship piloting, zero-G ops, stealth, and tracking. I think that's pretty good. I think now what we do is we kind of say, hey, we haven't got that much money, but let's try and seek a ship, see what we can do. What on earth is this? You find an affordable ship. It's a standard shipping container with a nav station bolted on. And that's pretty much all there is to say about it. Due to the lack of environmental life support and other crucial systems aboard, this has given the vessel an OSR of very low, indicating it's legal for sale, possesses a significant risk of death to the crew. Okay, so this is not great. They're asking us to pay a total of nearly 100,000 in mortgage. Our mortgage is 100,000 for what is, as they say, effectively a repurposed shipping container. This is pretty bad. This is going to mean that we have no life support. We have no basically no way of keeping ourselves alive. We're going to be basically just using the atmosphere that we get from the ship that we leave in order to survive. We are getting older. I don't think we're going to take this ship. I think we're going to continue the career. You've decided the time isn't right yet. And let's try and seek again, see what we can get. This is looking a little bit better. You happen towards an ad for Ryoka TU-77A salvage pod. It's a little more than a tin can with maneuvering jets and life support, but it'll get you around the K-Leg boneyard well enough. More importantly, it could be a means to avoid long lines at the day labour berth and avoiding the salvage tax levied by yard transports. The GCO's register has given this vessel an OSR of moderate, indicating that it's legal for sale but does not possess any ship systems beyond basic travel and life support. Now, this is much more expensive. This is a pretty large mortgage, nearly $1 million, rather than the 100,000 we wanted before. But higher number of RCS, a little bit heavier, but that's okay. And it also has inbuilt life support systems as well, so that will make it, you know, we don't have to worry about suffocating on our own ship. Hopefully, I think we take it. Yes, let's do it. You're now the proud owner of a TU-77A, and you can now reach some of the outer derelicts beyond the watchful eye of the yard masters. Now that you're on your own terms, the next move is up to you. Maybe score a valuable part or two for resale, or reuse. Pull down a platinum tier payout on a gig, or maybe even discover a ship discarded before its time. Whatever the case is, it beats sweating in a suit all day for someone else's profit. Time to get out there and find your future. Okay, so let's head on out. Submit our resume. Here we go. And this is actually part of the new thing in the latest update that they've added in. They've added in a completely new tutorial system to kind of revamp the game. I think we'll probably actually play through the tutorial in this first kind of episode, just to kind of get people familiar with how it works. I have played the game before. Admittedly, it's been a while, but I think we'll play through the tutorial just so people get an idea. So there, yeah, as you can see, this is going to help us go through. So if we want to play, the whole kind of idea of this is it's in kind of real time. You know, this is the current time it is just now. So you're 2079, and it's in, what is that? Is that August 26th, and it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I guess in sort of old Earth time just now, it doesn't really matter what time it is. So we can sort of see here that we have all these interactables. So we hold left Alt, we can see everything that we can interact with, which is the majority of the stuff on the sort of ground here. So now let's have a little look. We'll toggle the power on this switch just so we get more power on, and we can actually see everything light up. And this is our little room here. Fantastic. And we can press I. It gives us our inventory. This is what we can see here. It's telling us to come over here, pick up our coveralls, so we will. And I think as well, we'll put on our shoes like so. There we go. We're no longer barefoot, and we actually put our shoes on the correct way as well. We got ourselves a little PDA too, which is going to be helpful. This opens up a little menu here that we can use as PDA. It gives us a little list of things we can do. We can access our inventory from here. We can access pretty much all the game systems from this, which is always quite nice. There we go. So I think that it's actually complaining because we haven't, the tutorial maybe hasn't noticed that we've moved them into our inventory. Because we don't have an inventory because we just dropped everything on the ground. So let's go back up and grab our coveralls, and then we'll grab our shoes. Yeah, there we go. So it's now saying that it's a little bit happier. Good stuff. Cool. So now we're no longer barefoot. Let's go up and grab our suit. So it's in this rack up here. So this is a pressure suit. So the pressure suit is slightly different to what we're wearing here. Yeah, because we can't wear it while we've got our coveralls on. So let's chuck our coveralls and our shoes into our bag for just now. Pressure suit, what it is basically like a skin tight suit that we just kind of wear around us, helps protect us from a vacuum, and we also have access to a pressure suit helmet. We'll clip that on for just now, and in fact we can actually put it on just so you can see. So you can see the UI is kind of changed like so. So if we come out here, you can see that we're kind of almost wearing our helmet, where they've got a little O2 and CO2 meter kind of in the bottom. Well, it's not really a meter, it's more just alarms. While we have this on, we have our own kind of pressurized suit that we're wearing, but it doesn't have any life support of its own. It's just the life support, basically the stuff that we brought with us when we put our mask on. It takes our atmosphere around us, puts it in the suit, and we hold that until we either run out of oxygen, or more likely the CO2 concentration in the suit gets too high and we have to take the mask off. When that happens, we just have to take the mask off, and whatever environment we're in, hopefully we can breathe. That would be good. Let's go ahead. We'll grab ourselves a little drinks pouch here as well, and there's a toolbox on the floor with some basic tools, I would imagine. Excellent. Yeah, let's go ahead and pick that up. There we go. Great. We'll probably actually move this out so we can have our PDA on us at all times, and I believe that's everything we can do. So, the door to K-Leg Station slides open. You're greeted by the familiar aroma of the station vendor fare. Spot, prawn stir-fry and a suya curry, kebab of chicken and a yaji spice rub, Szechuan beef and pink peppercorn. Your head knows the meat is either aquaponic or lab-grown, or worse. But your heart tells you anything's better that if it's prepared by human hands than if it's Trencher's Chow, which I think is like basically just a big food corporation that produces slop. So tired-looking spacers circulate between the bunks, the refuel kiosk, and the breaker yard, moving in and out of the gossamer haze of cigarette smoke that's a permanent fixture on the station. The smokes are Sungara Viceroys, the breaker brand of choice. Folks here chain smoke them unfiltered no matter how many times the Ayatamama execs find them for overworking the CO2 scrubbers. Your new ship is waiting in port, not too far from the kiosk hub and the scrap shops. Once you can find it, you can finally undock from this rock. If you want to strip ships for salvage, all you need are the hand tools you own. But you'll need a welder to start remodeling and repairing hulls. Either way, if you're lucky, you can finally start making a living, something beyond the corporate-sponsored rat race of breaking ships for a daily wage, a life that you can call your own. Let's continue. Alright, let's start heading towards the airlock here just now. And as we're on the way, we can see a sort of little bit here. So if we go into kind of our overviews, this is pressing L, we can see electricity kind of going through. We can see here that there's a door here that's telling us, hey, install a conduit here in order to restore power to this door. So I think that's what we'll do. Now, everything kind of gets done based on a sort of timer, and that's based off your skills. So right now, with our current tools and our current skills, we're currently operating at 5 times the sort of normal rate. Normal rate would be obviously like 1. You can work slower depending on the sort of environment, your stats, your person's how they're kind of feeling, and if they don't have the right tools or such for the job, then it will take a little bit of time. So we can see here that we actually managed to get that done pretty quick, and that has unlocked this door. Fantastic. It's a little bit dark in here, so let's grab our light here and let's toggle the power on so we can actually see what's here. And what do we have? Ah, we got a rack. Perfect. So we can open that up. You can see here that it gives a rough value of kind of like how much this kind of stuff is. That'll be much more important once we get to various things. And hey, we've actually managed to find a welder and a knife. Okay, well, I'm hoping that one of them we won't have to use, if possible. Let's toggle the power off of that. That was good, though. That was a good find. Very happy with that. And let's take off this so we can actually see a little bit more of the station. We're following these signs down here for the airlock. It's obviously been looking a little bit better, but, you know, not the best here. Here we got Suya street food vendor. We've got a car as well, now vendor here, and some supplies where we can buy certain things. So right now we have, we've only got $300 at the moment. And as you can see, things are quite expensive. Say if we wanted to get a power drill, for example, that costs $400. And so we're not going to be doing any DIY projects for a little while longer, but at least we have our basic tools that we'll be able to use. So that's fine. So let's have a little look at our ship, which is just down here. Ah, wonderful. What a hunk of junk. So yeah, it's saying right now, let's right click to open any kind of thing. So we can see not only the sort of bits here, so right now on every tile has sort of things in it. So for example, this has got our transponder in it. It's also got a light, it's also got the floor underneath, but then we can also select the compartment and we can actually see what's in there just now. So we've got a mixture of about, what's it, 102 kPa, so majority nitrogen gas, a little bit of oxygen, no carbon dioxide that we can register, and it's at a decent temperature of 297 Kelvin. Not Fahrenheit or Celsius, otherwise we'd be dead. But yeah. Having a little look at this, we can press X to sort of see our damaged areas, and we can see that we've kind of inherited a bit of a hunk of junk. Things are not 100%. They're a little bit damaged. We're going to have to do some repairs, but that's okay. The main thing is that we do actually have things working. So we've also got our nav station down here, probably one of the most important parts of our spaceship. It's asking us currently in the tutorial to restore it, so we will. We don't actually need to fix it. We can see here that it's not really damaged, but it's just to make sure that it's actually doing pretty well. Things are quite important. You want to make sure that your ship is pretty well restored, especially anything you salvage is restored, because that means that you get the most money for it. So there we go. We've managed to get our nav station repaired. We've turned off the damage overlay. And let's have a little look inside our nav station. So I think we'll link it to our PDA, like so. Good stuff. So yeah, we can link that up. So we're now linked to that. Means that we can come over here and we can access our PDA. And then that means that we can actually get access to, say, like our nav map directly to this. So this is the solar system as it is. Well, a very zoomed in part of the solar system. This is the K-leg that's kind of around, I believe it's just like an asteroid. And we are currently there. There's a bunch of O-leg, OK-leg additional stuff, and we can just keep on zooming out. And as you can see, this place is pretty big because we've got to zoom out an awful lot before we can even start to see any of the other stations, any of the other places. And there we go. The solar system's starting to become a little bit more obvious. Now, this isn't going to be any kind of use to us for the moment. We're going to be stuck kind of where we are for certainly a little while. But we can see here that, you know, we've got, I believe that's Mercury down there. We've probably got Jupiter or such out here. That's probably Jupiter there. And effectively, we're very much in the inner solar system at the moment. Okay, let's come out of that view just now. Good stuff. And I think we'll have a little last look around the station, because I think we'll have a look around the station, just kind of describe what's kind of going on. So we obviously have our own ship now. Our own ship is going to cost us money. It's going to cost us mortgage. We owe $2,000 that we need to pay by the end of this shift. Shifts are every 6 hours. So we got to find a lot of money very quick. Now, what can we do to like make some money? Well, there's this cargo kiosk here where you can bulk buy, you know, different things, consumer goods, control system food. Our ship is basically just a cargo pod at the moment, so we need a much larger ship to kind of do anything like that, unfortunately. What else can we do? Well, we could potentially come over here and we could say, hey, let's buy a, let's trade here, we can sell our scrap here, and then that means that we can make some money there. Unfortunately, we need to buy a license for that, which costs $5,000. Not ideal. I think our other options are, we can either sell some basic scrap to here. They don't pay that much for it, but we can at least make some money. Hopefully cover our mortgage for this while we can get, you know, a good bit of stuff up. Additionally, we could also potentially try and sell things on the black market, and we do have some contacts that we know about in the law enforcement. We could maybe ask them and see what they kind of see. But I think we'll kind of see how we do. There's also these lovely little manuals here that kind of tell you how things work. You can kind of have a look through them at your leisure, get them PDFs as well, I believe, on the main game website. And I think it's time for us to have a little look at our navigation station. So yes, here we go. Most importantly, don't crash. This is where we're going to have to undock, because we are currently docked to the station, orbiting around this asteroid at what is, I think, a fairly close orbit. But I think it's probably where we're going to end this episode here. Go episode 2 for us actually leaving the station. So, just want to say thank you very much for watching. Hopefully this will be an interesting little game. I'm really liking the new tutorial. The tutorial now makes things very, very clear, especially for people who haven't played before. Hasn't really gone over anything that you kind of need outside the basic kind of stuff. I think if you're going to start the game, this is the time to do it. Just note, this is a very hardcore kind of survival things. Things will happen. You might even get a ship plowing into you while you're docked at the station, as has happened to me once before in one of my previous saves. Very annoying when that happens, but hey, you know, them's the breaks. Anyway, just want to say thank you very much for watching. Hopefully this will be an interesting game for the channel, and hopefully you guys enjoy it as well. Just want to say a big thank you to all members of the Burger Band supporting the channel and all the videos we put out. If you want to become a member of the Burger Band, you can do it via the link down below in the description. And it really helps us out, gives you early access to videos as soon as they're uploaded when they're scheduled to come out, as well as some other benefits. But I just want to say, more importantly, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you'll be enjoying this, and I'll hopefully see you next time. Until then, take care.